Thanks.
If I could have everybody's attention here in the media center, we are now joined by tonight's second place finisher in the Can-Am Duel at Daytona, race number 2, and that is Clint Bowyer, driver of the number 14 Mobile One Ford for Stewart Haas Racing. Clint, successful run out there for you tonight. Can you describe how that's going to get you ready for the Great American Race on Sunday?
Well, I mean, just confidence booster. You know, first and foremost, that's our first time drafting, practice or anything. We didn't run the Clash, so to be up there with those guys that had done that and had those races under the belt, I was you know, pleasantly not surprised, but just happy. Car's fast, just like it was in qualifying trim. It gives you a lot of confidence going into the 500. I knew right off the bat with the speed that it had that, you know, immediately you go into the thought in the car even, oh my gosh, I got to get to the end of this thing in one piece and keep the fenders on this thing because I need this for the 500. That's what makes those races so tricky. You know, they've added the point system that it helps you there and gives you some incentive. But man, this is my bullet, right? I needed this thing in the 500. It's been fast since we unloaded, and you know, if I tore it up and didn't get a chance to run it, it'd be a shame. So happy to get back up there to second. Happy to be giving this interview. Damn, it's been a while since I've been in here.
Been a long time.
Like I got my own car. Look at that.
That's right. You got your own name card. We'll open the floor for the questions. We're going to start with Nate and then move over here to Jerry.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Clint, last year the Daytona 500 was decided by Toyotas because they worked so well together and just stayed in a line. And there was a lot of talk that Fords would be doing that, not just you guys in Penske, but RPM and Roush as well. But tonight, Chevy pushed a Toyota to a win. So how do you think Sunday is going to shape up? Do you think it's going to be manufacturer cars working together the way we saw last year or something different?
Yeah, the 500 is a lot longer race, you know, a lot different circumstances than you see right there in the duels. You don't have all your dancing partners, you know, in one duel. We got together with Kurt there, and we were trying to help as much as possible. It just seemed like the way the momentum, you know, and everything was going, you could go sometimes, you know, with your teammate and it would help you, but you couldn't other times. If you did, it would probably hurt, you know, you and maybe both of you. That's the tricky thing is, you know, I've always kind of had clear back from when I started and learned from Kevin. It was like, you know, if it helps us both go, if it hurts you to help me, probably ought to go on, you know, but the 500 is a lot different. 500 miles around there, you get lined up, you get acclimated to that. You know, it seemed like when Junior got a single file up there running the top, you're just kind of riding along, and then those moves were getting dicey. There was some blocking going on, and that was creating, you know, opportunities to either gain or lose right there. And I think it just kind of got jumbled up and did away with the teamwork aspect of it a little bit.
Okay, we're going to go next to Jerry and then over to Tom.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, man. Hell yeah. I'm still shaking.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net, Performance Racing Network, right over here to your right, Clint. After last year, what did it feel like to be out there tonight and take this finish emotionally for you to turn things around to be in such a strong car? Well,
I mean, you knew it was going to be. You know, you move over here to Stewart Haas Racing and everything that they've done, everything they've accomplished over the years. You know, you're in, you know, plenty good equipment. You know, to be honest with you, you're just concentrating right now. I've got a lot of things that I want to try to, you know, work on and perfect a little bit with the handling characteristics that I know will help me in the 500. That was my first crack at bat. We didn't have a, you know, drafting practice or the Clash or anything. So there was some gremlins in there that you know, I want to work on that'll help me just smooth in and be a little bit better in the 500 and be a little bit more comfortable. But man, that thing's been a rocket ship since I've been here, and you know, that's what you expect out of these teams. Mike and all the guys on that 14 car are exceptional, and it's a hell of a lot of fun to drive it.
Go next to Tom.
Hey, Clint, Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Congratulations. You said the other day you've had a year and a half to dream about this. You got in the seat tonight. Was it as good as you dreamed?
Yeah. To be honest with you, it's exactly what I dreamed. One position off, you know, obviously Denny over there with the monster crowd is looking a little better than I am in here with you, but just you in particular. But But, you know, I mean, hell, it feels good to be talking to you guys, to be in here and to be talking about success on the racetrack, speed on the racetrack. Kevin was fast. I watched it on top of the box, and, you know, it's just going to take time. I know there's going to be bumps in the road. We get on into, you know, the better part of our season as we move into Atlanta in the West Coast swing. And to be honest with you, you know, you're already thinking about that, and you're hoping you have the same success that we have there. But what a great opportunity to win the biggest race, you know, of the year that I have here. This car is fast. You know, the Roushier's horsepower is awesome. Everything that I thought it would be, you know, so the dream, yeah. I mean, all these things are really adding up to the reason why you were chomping at the bit to get in this car. Yeah.
Before we go up to the press box,
I was just teasing too, though. Don't get sensitive on me.
Before we go to the press box, I want to introduce to the stage DJ Kennington, driver of the number 96 Lordco Castrol Toyota, and also, I think, maybe the happiest man in Daytona Beach right now after racing your way into the Great American Race. Could you describe the feeling after, you know, coming from the Penty Series here to Daytona and making the Daytona 500?
No, I really can't, but Clint says it's a dream come true for him, and it's everything he dreamed of. Well, I'm not with Stuart Haas, but I'm with a small team of Gaunt Brothers Racing that put a car together, and TRD helped us a ton. We went to the wind tunnel. We actually went and tested at Talladega, and with Lordco and Castrol behind me, and Castrol's been my sponsor for 25 years now, and very fortunate to have them behind me. And I can't even explain it to you, really. Coming off of 4, I wasn't in the race, so when we crossed the line, I was. So it's just an unbelievable feeling for us and the small race team, like I say, with TRD helping us and all the information we gained and so on. It definitely helped us. I wish we could have practiced a little bit this morning, but never being in one of these cars and never drafting out here before, it was a pretty big deal for me and a lot of learning, I'll tell you. But at the end of it, we made it in, and that's huge for us. And now the hard part's over. We can go have some fun now.
Okay, we're going to continue on. We'll go upstairs to the press box.
Bruce Martin from Speed Sport. This is for Clint Bowyer. Nobody had practiced since Saturday, and you guys go out there and run 2 pretty good races. So was practice here pretty much overrated?
No. No, I don't like to add some practice. It's just it's a really difficult situation, you know. We used to come down here and work and practice and go out there and put that thing in situations and come back in and really find gains and find all that stuff. You know, unfortunately, these darn engineers, as smart as they are, as good as they are, the wind tunnels and everything that we use for tools, you know, all that work is done for you. So, you know, to get in the swing of things, to get acclimated to things, you know, you darn right. I wish I would have been in that clash, so I could have had that under my belt. You know, I was a little rusty out there, but, you know, it's the same for everybody. The rules are the rules, and, you know, I got a good team and a fast hot rod, and fortunately we kept the fenders on it, and we'll be ready for Sunday.
Got an additional question upstairs.
Chris Knight, GetTrends.com. DJ, I was just wondering if you could talk about how long it took to put this program together, and can you talk about Robbie Benton's involvement with the team?
Absolutely. Robbie and Marty have teamed up to put together a race team. They want to run all 4 restrictor plate races and possibly a couple of road courses maybe. But, you know, it was weird how it all started. I drove for Premium Motorsports in Phoenix last year, and I got talking with Marty about an opportunity to run the 500 with Premium, and I was actually talking to Triad about getting some engines to run Daytona, and it all kind of ended up falling together with Marty and myself making a deal to drive his own car, and Lordco and Castrol came on board from my sponsors from Canada to help out, and we just kind of put it together, I would say, within the last month. And a lot of my guys from my race team up in the Penty Series came down. We've been working 18, 20 hours days at Robbie Benton's shop trying to put this car together ourselves, and they actually flew back home on Sunday. 4 of them went home and worked 24-hour days to get the backup car ready to have it here in case we needed it. So it's just been a group effort. Robbie Benton's really helped Marty out a lot with the shop, and amazing equipment to work with, and pull downs and everything else. And it's just been a lot of work in a short period of time. It probably all came together in the last 4 weeks.
DJ, is Robbie serving as crew chief?
Actually, no. Robbie is spotting, and he came on the radio on the back straightaway, and he says, "You got to get in front of the 7, do what you got to do." And I knew what I had to do. I didn't know how to get there. So Really lucky off of 4. I picked the right line, and I didn't think the middle would work, but there was only spot I had to go was the middle, so we shot up the middle, and I think we got ahead of Elliott by about half a car length. So that's huge for this race team, I'll tell you. Marty's put a lot of effort into it with TRD and done a lot of hard work, and I'm just proud to be able to drive this thing. Heck, to be in the Monster Cup Series, that's a dream come true for me. I'm just a small town kid, old man now, I guess, from St. Thomas, Ontario, Canada, and there's only been, I think, 8 of us Canadians that have made the 500 now, so that's pretty huge for us.
Any additional questions downstairs for Clint Bowyer? Clint, it's good to see you back in here again. Thanks, buddy. We'll keep the floor open for questions. Any more additional questions for DJ? We'll go over here to Al.
DJ Al Pierce from Auto Week. We had it figured differently, apparently. We thought that when Timmy Hill went out, it put you and Elliott in the show no matter what, because Brendan did not need the fast qualifier clause.
Yes, he did, because the 83 made it in from the first race. So Brendan was locked in. And basically, if we didn't get in, if we didn't beat the 7 car, then Reed Sorensen would have been in on time. So the last chance we had was to beat the 7 car. We knew exactly what we had to do, and I just didn't know how to get there, but thankfully we got there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Any additional questions for DJ? We'll go back to Mike Neff.
Mike Neff from FrontStretch.com. DJ, been following you for a long time, brother, and Castrol has been on your car forever. Can you explain how important it is to have that kind of a relationship to take you from, as I told you on pit lane, Elko Speedway up to the Daytona International Speedway?
I'm telling you, it's I don't know how many people in motorsport right now can say that they've had the same sponsor for 25 years. Very fortunate. They're like family to me. And this deal all came together when I was trying to put some money together to come to Daytona. I actually, quick story, went to the Castrol Christmas party. And I wasn't even going to go because I wasn't feeling the best. And my wife actually told me, you know, here's a couple Advil, get your butt to the party, go see your friends. So I went to the party, started talking to people there. They were really excited about how we did at Phoenix, how racing with Premium Motorsports, congratulated me. And I said, hey, I'm working on the next chapter now. I'm trying to get to the Daytona 500. And the owner of Wakefield, which is Castrol in Canada, he stuck his hand out right there and said, you know what, I got your back for that. He says, make it happen. And I mean, I never even asked him for it. So that just tells you what kind of sponsor they are for me. Unbelievable what they've done for me in my whole racing career. Without what they've done for me, I wouldn't even be here today. So I can't explain to you how important they are to me.
Additional questions? Any questions up in the press box? Okay, well, DJ, congratulations on making the Daytona 500, and good luck on Sunday, man.
Thanks, we appreciate it. The hard part's done now. We can have some fun.